Hey, welcome in, everybody. It is the Packers. Oh, man. Could I have known that 5 weeks ago when I said what I said and you told me I was crazy and losing my mind and all these other people thought I was dumb and didn't believe me, all these non-believers, that I was going to be right, Ben? I mean, I'm not here to gloat. Wait, yes, I am. I'm here to gloat because what I said is it just all played out just the way I said it. Pretty much, except I thought the Giants were going to be the team that fell apart, and the Commanders weren't, but they just flipped that around. But thank you, Commanders, for falling apart, and thank you, Browns, for beating the Commanders today. And now the Packers, all they got to do is win next week, and they're in the playoffs.
They're not in yet.
I know they're not in yet. I know.
So don't get too excited.
Oh, but Ben, look at this. Team wins. Playing like a team wins, right? Isn't that all we've been asking for all season long?
Yeah. I mean, all I know is this. If it wasn't for Nixon and Rasul getting his hand in there and Savage taking it to the house, this game would have been a lot different because the quarterback was awful again. And the offense was not productive again. But when you got a 14-point lead and you're playing aggressive and they're chipping guys at the line of scrimmage, they're being tough guys. I mean, that second interception, Quay Walker, the reason why Justin Jefferson fell down is because Quay Walker shoved him. So that's all things we've been asking for. Let's shove them.
Wayne Simmons them.
Yeah, get them off the pattern so they can't, so they're not where they're supposed to be when Cousins hits his back foot. And then he freaks out and just starts chugging up dumb balls all over the place. It's perfect. It was exactly what we needed. And this was a team victory, and it was the most fun game to watch all season, obviously, because everybody was playing great. Like, everybody's playing great, except for 12. He sucked, but everybody else.
I disagree with that. He played the way they need him to play. This is what Aaron Rodgers...
So he needs to, on 3rd and 2, chuck 20-yard bombs downfield, and on 4th down and chuck it all down.
Sans a couple of plays.
He still does the same dumb crap. This team won in spite of the quarterback again.
15 completions, Ben, 159 yards, 1 touchdown.
There was a time where he had 3 yards at one point, and the Packers had 14 points.
But this is when he takes a back seat, then the team can win. Then you can have Aaron Jones, 14 carries for 111 yards, 7.9 yards per carry. Aaron Rodgers, if he takes a back seat, this team can make some noise in the playoffs. When he thinks he's got to throw it a whole bunch and we're double up, twice as many passes as we are runs, we lose. It's simple as that. Like, I don't know. I mean, even who was it? Bart Scott the other day? Maybe it wasn't Bart Scott. No, Chris Canty the other day on Get Up or whatever said what I've been saying for weeks, right? Talking about that ratio where when the Packers run the ball at least 25 times, they were like 7-2 in those games. And when they run it less than 25 times, they're 0-6. So it's not that hard to figure out. This team is set up to run the ball. And when you run it with 33 and 28 and even Patrick Taylor a little bit, and then Rodgers takes a back seat, and then you run play action after you establish the run, all those throws like Robert Tonyan is wide ass open. Like, that's how it happens. So, or when you run the play fake, right at Zadarius Smith, and he's just chasing after Aaron Rodgers. Oh boy. And then Robert Tonyan's wide open in the flat because Zadarius has no awareness. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful.
He's so stupid.
It was so great. It was so great. Tonyan chipped him for like a second, and then he's like, get the quarterback. And Rodgers like, yeah, that's what we want you to do. Come chase me, man. And then my Tonyan's wide open right there. Nobody's around him. Beautiful play. It's so great. It's so great.
There's a lot of great. I'll say this: defensive line, I thought was awesome. Getting their hands up, knocking balls down, stopping the running game, getting off the line. Now the Vikings had like their 3rd center and their 2nd right tackle and their 4th guard, and so I mean it was pretty bad on our offensive line, and we know what that's like. We've had guys like Hansen and Newman and crap in there, and we know what that looks like. But hey, you got to play the game, and our guys made plays. Kenny Clark almost looked fast today. I don't know what happened. There's a couple times where he kind of like got shot out of a cannon and got the the quarterback real quick, and I was like, whoa, Kenny Clark.
Justin Jefferson probably should have checked which cleats he was wearing, the way he was falling down.
Have. Yes, he should have.
And I told you, like, I knew it. When you watch how he runs, a lot of his pass patterns and stuff like that, and the way he changes direction, it's never with his feet under him. Like, he's a guy, he's like leaning, he's striding. So on a grass field late in the year, when there's, a little bit of temperatures right around the freezing mark, you're going to slip and fall down easily. And that's what he did all game long. And you couple that with how physical they got with him, and it was brilliant. Now, I don't know if that's Joe Barry's plan or Jerry Gray, or maybe Sewell and Jair were like, hey, let's be tough with these guys. I don't know. I don't know who made the decision, but it's a brilliant decision to finally come up and throw the timing off and get physical with these guys rather than just give them free releases and sit back and let them complete passes in front of you. So that's what the defense did. On top of the linebackers were very active. Quay Walker set the tone early, like David's saying. He was all over the field. Rasul was setting the tone early, like all over everything. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. And I said it, right away. You get the punt block right on the special teams, and some people are down on the special teams again. Hey, Rich Bisaccia, I watched his interview this week. Man, that dude's like head coach material. He's awesome, right? He's awesome. And not only that, like, look at what he's done with his teams. Now, it's also Goody invested in players for special teams, and those guys, some of them have made a difference, and some of the rookies have come along. But look, this special teams, when was the last time we had this impactful of special teams? It's been a long time. So we've been waiting for it. And you got to give Big Sacky some credit for that. So, hey, Keyshawn Nixon, man, thanks for coming back, buddy. Glad your groin wasn't too
pulled. That was awesome. I mean, first time they touched the ball that they can actually like do something, because they punted and got it blocked and gave them the ball on the 1 yard line. How about that defensive stand?
Defense
stand at the 1 yard line. That was pretty awesome. I mean, that was huge, and those guys were stuffing the run, and it was amazing. And then next time the Packers touched the ball, I mean, as soon as I saw it go 5 yards in the end zone, and I was like, is he going to take it out? And they started taking it out, and I was like, oh crap. And then it was really cool because the angle they showed on the camera was right like above where he was coming from, like from the beginning. Usually we don't get to see it from that angle until like the replay. So you're watching him come straight out of there, and it's like, whoa. And then you see him, juke the kicker, and you're like, who's left? And you don't know, because usually from the other angle you can see what's going on in front of him. But because of where that camera was, you couldn't see what was in front of him. And there was nothing. So when he got close to the end zone, I was just like, whoo, and it was awesome. So what a way to start. What a way to really put the pedal to the metal. And then, of course, the interception return for touchdown. Savage he's fast, and he's moving pretty good. He looked kind of winded at the end there, but Rasul was tough with TJ Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in there a couple times and smacked him around, and he smacked him around on that one. And just great play. The physicalness of the defense with the receivers was a very, very good thing. Now, in the second half, they stopped doing it, and they kind of gave up some yards, but then we got the interception, to Amos or whoever it was later on anyway. So it doesn't, or no, the fumble. We had the fumble after that. But that drive before the fumble happened, all the guys were sitting back and letting them do whatever they wanted again. I was like, come on, just keep playing aggressive. I know you got a lead, but let's just shut them out completely. And luckily we got the fumble, and that really helped out.
Not luckily, it was all part of Joe Barry's plan. It was like, give Kirk Cousins a little bit more comfortability, thinking he's got a little more time, and then, get him some pressure on him, and he'll turtle shell it, and then you get him to fumble the ball. Hey, sorry, Viking Mo, disgusting game. Says Vikings didn't look prepared at all. Really frustrating. I know, it was a bad game for you. Those happen. We understand. Season's not over. I just hope for your sake that you get some offensive linemen back, because otherwise playoffs are going to be rough with no offensive linemen. And now you get I don't know, is the final on the Raiders and 49ers yet?
They went to overtime. I have no idea.
I'll try to keep an eye on it, because if the Niners win, then they'll slide into the 2 spot. And, but if the Raiders, if Raider Rick and his team pulls it out, then all of a sudden Vikings stay in the 2 spot. Perfect. Even better. Let me take a sneak peek here.
Well, I'd rather play the Vikings if we
49ers won.
49ers won. Okay, well, there you
go. And that's okay, because you know what? The Packers would have to play him anyway. So why not right away if that's the way it plays out? Jefferson had one catch. Now, let's say this, because there's going to be a lot of talk after this game because of Jair's comments. But look at Jair. Look, Jair was not one-on-one. He wasn't one-on-one, okay, the whole game. He was manned up sometimes. He was man, but then with safety help quite a few times. And then sometimes other guys were on Jefferson. So he didn't follow him all over the field. It wasn't a Jair versus Jefferson matchup the whole game. It was a team effort to corral that guy, and the fact that they got physical with him and he fell down and was wearing bad cleats for more than a half. So why does it take him so long to change their cleats? I don't get it.
I don't know, but there's also pass interference on the first play there.
Yeah, it's true.
Call it, and then he did the whatever the hell stupid dance thing, and
he should have got a penalty.
I don't know
for that. Yeah.
Well, JJ took his helmet off after the interception. He got blocked in the back. He almost smacked the ref in the head with his helmet. Good thing he stopped from doing that. That could have been bad news.
Yeah, he almost got into a scuffle after trying to chase down Rudy Ford after another Rudy Ford pick. Rudy Ford lives again. I think it's really important. Look, like Savage, let's talk about Savage for a little bit because normally we bag on him because he's terrible. But in this role in the defense, he's actually much better. Like that was the thing I sent in the message. I was like, maybe Savage isn't good at what they drafted him for, which was to be the fast, deep safety guy, right? That's what they wanted him for. He's terrible at that because he's fast, but he has no awareness and he can't tackle. And from that deep safety spot, you got to be able to come up and tackle, and you got to have awareness to make plays on the ball. He's terrible at those things. But when you put him closer to the line of scrimmage, and he has like, I'm playing on the end and nobody's blocking me, and I can crash in and kind of mix it up a little bit. He did that a couple times today. He was at least in the right spot in the bunch when Rasul deflected the pass, and he's there. So maybe in this role, closer to the line of scrimmage, not playing that deep safety spot, is a much better fit for him, and he can actually be productive.
Well, in the passing game, yes. Against the run, I don't believe so. Now he did have a play where he got in there and he made a tackle, which was nice. But even a couple in 2020 when he had a bunch of interceptions and stuff, he was playing that robber role in the middle of the field, and that was where he's best at because he's terrible when the ball's in the air. He can't locate it, and he's not able to. How many times you watch him when he's a deep safety and the ball's bombed over the top of him, and the guy catches it every time.
Yeah, you can find it.
Yeah, it happens all the time. So it's a better position for him, yes. I still don't know if he's all that great. I mean, he's better than Clinton Dix, who, of course, retired as a Packer this week. But, I mean, we talked about it on Friday. Like, if I said, I was like, I mean, Jair's opening his mouth and shooting his mouth off and saying weird stuff. And I was like, if Jefferson stinks and comes up with a dud, then people will be celebrating Jair. And now that's what's going to happen. It's all talk. It's the same stuff as always.
But it sure the hell wasn't all him.
I know that, but what the reporters are all going to say it's all him. The fans are going to believe it's all him. But you know what? He did have a good game, and he was. What I liked about it was that he was aggressive. Matter of fact,
physical too.
One more thing on that stand after the block punt, Jair was in there on that one of those tackles, and he was the reason why he was not scored a touchdown. Because I think it was the TJ Slayton where TJ Slayton got, beat the center because it was the third center because the other guy got hurt. And then he came in and TJ Slayton beat him. Got with a swim move, got to the inside, and he grabbed his jersey, but he couldn't bring him down. Jair was the guy who stopped the running back. I think it was Cook at the time from getting the extra yard to get in the end zone. And then, of course, there's a bunch of guys who came and helped out. He couldn't have done it by himself, but he stuck his nose in there and he was aggressive and he played really well. I mean, I think the whole defense played great. They were all aggressive. They were firing to the ball. Quay Walker got the penalty at one time, and you know what? I don't mind it, and I'll tell you why. Because what it does is it puts a thing in your head as a Viking, right? You're like, okay, these guys are here to play today, and it started chippy right from the start. With the special teams, there was chippiness on special teams right away in the game, and then when you got Quay Walker is by slamming dudes and smacking dudes left and right, and you're chucking them at the line of scrimmage, you got to know this is a physical game, and this is the type of defense we've been waiting to see all year long. And if they can keep doing this, it can really change things. Because now you're going to be, with the Lions, they don't have a lot of tough guys either, but they do have smart guys. So it'd be a little bit different. I don't know if they can do the same type of, I don't think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to get phased. The guys are chucking up in the line of scrimmage, like Jefferson got taken out of the game this week. But I think it will slow him down a little bit. And then when it comes to if they do make the playoffs for some unknown reason by beating the Lions and have to go to the 49ers, this is the key. You have to do the same thing. Don't be afraid to chuck stuff. Don't be afraid. Maybe they do some cool plays that get you out of position. You're going to give up some plays. But if 9 times out of 10, you're aggressive and you're causing them to jump off sides or, false start or whatever it is, or hold or all kinds of stuff. There was a bunch of penalties in this game from the Vikings letting the play clock go down to 0 or what. Like, they were doing all kinds of dumb stuff. Now, that was probably also because it's in Lambeau. But we got to keep doing the same thing next week.
One of those for sure was because Cousins had his second longest run of the year, and so he was winded and took a little, he had to get back to the huddle, and I think that threw off their whole timing because he ran so far, like 18 yards. Kirk Cousins, his 2 longest runs of the year in this game. Wow.
Yeah, that was a little upsetting. Like, there was nobody in the middle of the field at all.
Right.
So they're playing man, but you know what though? I'll take it. I'll take a Cousins run over a Justin Jefferson reception 20 yards downfield, and then he's running with the ball.
100%.
Because I know eventually Cousins will get hit, and he's not going to, get in the end zone.
Well, and don't think too that that type of sprint or run, it affects the quarterback, right? They're winded then for that next play or two, right? They're trying to catch their breath. There's all kinds of things. The timing is off. Them getting back to the huddle. All that sort of stuff. I really do believe, I joke about it because it was Kirk Cousins running for 18 yards, but I really do believe that through the timing of the playoff, and that's why they got penalized and couldn't get their playoff in time. Vikings also had, so lots of miscues today. 10 guys on the field for one play and never figured it out. 12 guys a couple times. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
What was going on with that? They had 10 guys in the field, and I'm just like, Rodgers, have him snap the ball.
I know, and he was just
it'd be a penalty. And they're still waiting. And I'm like, they can just have a guy walk right to the field, and then nothing's going to happen. I was just like, and then Randall Cobb got a first down anyway, so it didn't matter. But I was just like,
yeah.
What is going on? Doesn't Rodgers know that there's only 10 guys in the field? Like, just let's go.
You can play with 10 without a penalty. It's just that, you're at a disadvantage. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's just if you got too many. You can play with, you can have 9, you can have 8, and it's not a penalty. But on defense anyway. So only 6 penalties for 35 yards for the Vikings in the whole game, though. But here is an exciting breakdown of the team's offensive output. So 315 total yards, 152 passing yards, 163 rushing yards. That is a formula for the Packers to have effective offense and win and control the ball and keep all those things that they should do. Because when your defense is playing well, you never want to get them in that spot where they have to defend a really long drive and get worn down. And then you get the ball back and then you go 3 and out and then they're back on the field, because that's how it snowballs for a defense, right? So you have to possess the ball. You've got to lean on the running backs. I mean, Jones was so effective today, almost 8 yards a carry, like I said. But Aaron Rodgers, look, was he great? No, absolutely not at all. But 15 to 24, 159 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That's the kind. Now, that's not $50 million type quarterback play, but that's the kind that's the kind of quarterback play that we need to just win games, to feature the running game and to win. So today it felt more like Aaron Rodgers was on board with doing what it takes to win most of the game, side a couple of things. The first offensive possession, I didn't understand those second and third down calls. I didn't understand one of the other times when we threw 3 passes, it was pass, punt, that other possession in the first half early on. But then it was like, okay, we're going to hand it off. And then the old man even ran one in for a touchdown. So, give him a little credit there. Use different guys. Robert Tonyan with 3 catches for 52 yards. Alan Lazard, 5 catches for 59 yards. Romeo Doubs, 3 catches, 20 yards. Randall Cobb, 2 catches for 20 yards. Christian Watson, only the 1 catch for 11 yards. He tried to throw to him deep a bunch of times, and most of those were not great plays or great
one hit
opportunities.
In the hands, should have caught it.
Well, the one was a tough one. You wish he would come up with it. The other ones were some bad throws, so I'm gonna equal those out. Like the 5 yards out of bounds throw makes up for the one Watson couldn't come up with for me. But whatever. But anyway, it just seemed like they were trying to force that. But even with Christian Watson, look at this. Even with Christian Watson, 1 catch for 11 yards, his speed and impact was felt. Right? It opened up more of those runs. It changed the way the Vikings had to play defense, even though he only had 1 catch for 11 yards. So his presence on the field, like we've talked about, is a key to this offense being successful as well. So it all worked out. And then guys stepping up on
scares me. Hey, the thing that scares me is the 1 touchdown pass was on a broken play or like an extended play where Tunyon was supposed to do a quick turnaround, and then he just went to the open field, which is great recognition by him.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't Rodgers running the offense. And there's too many plays in this game where he's not throwing to the guys open, or he threw it behind Christian Watson when he was wide ass open that one time. I'm like, what are you doing? It was like 3rd down. I remember what it was. It was just stupid. It's just he was off. He was making dumb decisions.
Timing was not there.
You said it. You said he's not worth $50 million. This is not we don't need a $50 million quarterback to play. Okay, well, if you don't need a $50 million quarterback to play, we don't need this guy. We can win with.
I mean,
we can win with anybody.
You don't pay a guy $50 million a year, and he hasn't had one single game over 250 some yards. It's not even one 300-yard game this year. Not even one 260-yard game this year. Not even one. And in this game, 159 yards. You don't pay $50 million for that quarterback production, but at this point, he's the Packers quarterback. They're committed to him, and this is the way we need him to play. Because if he starts playing, I got to throw it 40, 45 times, then we lose. That's the way it works. So anyway.
Which makes no sense.
I know it doesn't, but I'm just saying, we have to all, you and I as well, Ben, we have to all put it all aside at this point and just be like, whatever it takes to win, I don't care. And that's also what Aaron Rodgers has to do. And that means for him, hopefully he's realized, that means for him, I need to throw the ball less. I need to hand it off more. We need to control the ball, and I need to make good decisions. But a couple of times, the thing concerning for his play for me today was a couple of times he's back, and I don't know why he had to extend the play. I'm like, I want to review those plays. Like, why did the initial play not work? Was it he missed guys? Was it he wasn't looking in the right spot? Were guys covered up? I don't know. But there were times today where they're running a play on like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. He goes back. He doesn't throw it. He waits a long time. Then he's extending the play. Okay, why are you extending the play? What was wrong with that?
Stacked way back like a ding dong.
Yeah, in some cases you get sacked. Some cases you're trying to throw a really difficult pass down the sideline to Aaron Jones for him to come up with. Could he catch it? Maybe. Was it was it a tough catch? Heck yeah. Was it a perfect pass? No, absolutely not. But why is that your play? Why is that your decision on that play? What happened? So those are the things I want to look at to clean them up, right? On 3rd and short, right? So
let's see. And we do a 25-yard bullet pass to our running back on a wheel route.
Exactly. I don't understand it. Let's see.
Still didn't use the middle of the field very often either, by the way.
Right, exactly. But when they did, it was effective. Lazard over the middle a couple times, right? That's where Lazard had most of his catches.
Lazard luckily had a couple good 3rd down catches, which really helped. Randall Cobb, same way. So
David's wondering,
had a 3rd down catch.
Yeah. David's wondering where was his team 8 weeks ago. Well, David, they're here now, and they're here just in time, just like we talked about. Viking Mo said the mistakes were endless today. Oh, Viking Mo. I'm sorry.
For the Vikings.
Getting hot at the best time of year. Getting hot at the best time of year. And David said, when was the last time the Packers scored? 41 points. Ooh, I'd have to look it up, David. I don't recall.
I don't know, but to do it, they had to score 14 from their defense and special teams. So they really didn't score 41 for as an offense. That's for sure.
And their defense and special teams set the tone. Like, that's what got them going today. Because the offense was 3 and punt and then block punt, and the defense had to get right back on the field and cover their butts. And then their offense didn't do anything the next drive either. So, well, then it was Nixon took the kickoff return, right? So that's what got them going. This offense needs to be better, but part of that being better is the play selection. A big part of it actually is what plays they actually run. Now, I don't know what plays are called, but it's what plays they actually run is a big part of that success. And the first set of downs, I hated. I didn't like an outside run. Like, they handed off first down. I think Aaron Jones got about 6 yards. And then second down, we throw a swing past Aaron Jones with Randall Cobb and like Robert Tunyon as our blockers or something like that, which are not two of our best blockers for a swing pass to the outside. And then third down, it was the 3rd down play where we check it downfield. Well, I don't get it.
There's also a couple times where it was like they needed to run the ball.
Yeah.
And they'd run Aaron Jones up the gut. and then they ran a outside run with AJ Dillon,
Right.
and neither of them got any yards. It was like first down, Aaron Jones up the gut, second down, AJ Dillon to the outside, where or not to the outside, but it was the one where Zadarius got back there, and then AJ Dillon ran around.
Oh yeah.
But then there was 2 guys there waiting for him, and blah blah blah. That
Yeah.
they couldn't get a yard, but it was 2nd and 1. On 2nd and 1, they should have just ran AJ Dillon up the gut. But that was when they did the Aaron Jones up the gut, didn't work. Then they did the AJ Dillon to the outside for some unknown reason. And then they did the 4th down was where it was a big mess, and he got sacked for a bunch of yards, lost a bunch of yards. So it was stupid, and that whole series was really stupid.
Yeah, those are some perplexing ones, but I don't want to get in the weeds or down on those. It was a great game. David said it felt good to be in the lead the whole game. It felt good to actually have a game where you just dominate for once, in a good way, and again a total team victory, right? And I know Aaron Rodgers wasn't the star, so if you're a big Aaron Rodgers fan and you want, it's most exciting for you when Aaron Rodgers is the star. Well, you're going to have to get used to winning this way, because this is a team that has to win as a team. Aaron Rodgers is not as good as Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers cannot do what Tom Brady did today. He cannot carry a team back and will them back and throw them back into the game. Aaron Rodgers has to play his role for this team. Is it worth $50 million? Hell no. But he's our quarterback. They're committed to him. He's got to manage the game. He's got to be complementary to the run game. That's why he has to play. And he'll take all the money. Fine. If that gets us to a Super Bowl, I don't care. David wants our silent but deadlies already. I don't know. We haven't seen the whole film, David.
We got to wait till later.
But I will say this. My silent, after watching a recent Rock Report and thinking a little bit more, I kind of have an honorary mention silent but deadly guy from last week, and that is Patrick Taylor. I don't know if anybody watched, got to see a little Patrick Taylor breakdown that Larry McCarron had from last week's game. But he made some impactful plays and some heads-up plays and pass protection. And then his big first down, little swing pass that he took for a first down to keep the drive going, which ended up in a touchdown drive, which was the first drive after halftime. He knocked the outside guy when Royce Newman was in there at tackle to help him out. He actually knocked the guy in his butt, who was the pass rusher. And then he went to the other side of the field, caught the pass from him for 17 yards. So that I think was pretty silent and pretty damn deadly. So Patrick Taylor, heads up to you from last week, my friend. Nice work. And he's a guy that he's been cut like 3 times or twice. He's been cut twice, put back on the team 3 times, activated, down, up, like practice squad. And the dude just keeps, when they want him in there, that he gets a chance. He does pretty dang good. And he is probably their best pass protector from a running back spot. I think he's the best at that. I mean, I like Aaron Jones, but I think he's the best at that. Oh, David wants a fart gun. Well, for the win, we'll give you a fart gun for the win before we sign off. Sure, David, you bet. Ben, what else? Anything else jump out at you at this game?
Nope, I'm ready to go.
I just
wanted to be happy and say, holy crap, we got an actual win. We got a chance to get to the playoffs.
Now, the Lions looked awesome today, but they're playing the Bears. And
everybody looks good against them.
Well, Packers didn't look that good against them.
I saw something on Facebook. I didn't see the game, but somebody showed a picture. They're like, the Lions didn't send anyone to Justin Fields as the quarterback. They dropped 11 guys in coverage, and Justin Fields did an interception, I guess. So that just shows you the Bears are not scary.
It's weird to me that everyone was so excited about Justin Fields.
They still are.
Why?
It's because people like the flash and the dash, and they don't actually know anything about football.
I mean, he's a very good athlete trying to play quarterback. Right?
Even after the Packers beat the Bears, remember after that, all they talked about was how great Justin Fields was, and I'm like,
I know,
really, because he just threw a bunch of picks to us, and that's all That's all they lost. But sure, go ahead and talk about how great he is running around, but they didn't win the game, and they're not winning games. So I don't know. Whatever.
He's still the 4th best quarterback in the NFC North. And you guys just watched the game with the 2nd and 3rd best quarterback from the NFC North, and the 1st best quarterback from the NFC North is in Detroit. So that's where we're at right now.
The 1st best quarterback in the NFC North is in Green Bay.
What? Wow, look at you giving credit to old number 12.
No, it's number 10. Number 10 is the best quarterback in the NFC North.
I don't know. Jared Goff is playing pretty damn good this year, man. He's really impressed.
Jamal Williams had 140 some yards rushing today or some crap.
Yeah,
like
isn't that it's so much
22
easier to
carries.
play when you run the ball
What do you-
well,
what do
it's so
you-
much easier to play quarterback.
Don't you think Aaron Jones would love to have 22 carries in a game once?
Yeah, well, he liked getting his what was it, 11 carries today? 14 carries. Holy man. That's a abundance of carries for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones also his third 1,000-yard rushing season now as a Packer. So, congrats to him. And he did it in 16 games as well, so it's legit, people. Totally legit.
I don't know
look,
if Justin Jefferson's going to hit the 2,000-yard mark now after this week.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. It's so funny to watch these like guys who think they're so great, and then they come into Lambeau late in the year and they can't get their footing and they fall down all the time. Like,
Listen,
don't these guys test this stuff out? Like, who's in charge of this stuff anyway? Like, come on, man.
I don't know. All I know is before the draft, I said Justin Jefferson is not that great.
Put it on you.
Okay.
Babe.
He's got a lot of stats. And he does. But I said in college, after watching the film, he would get free releases. There'd be guys 9 yards off him. He's lined up in the slot. They just let him run. Well, yeah, if you just let him run all over the place and don't get a hand on him, he's going to look great. I'd look pretty good.
Whoa.
I'm 49. Well, 48. No, 49. How old am I? 48.
I don't know.
I don't even know how old I am anymore. I'm old. But I would look just as good as Justin Jefferson if I was getting that wide open or that much space to work with. And then today the Packers said, you know what? We're going to smack the piss out of you. And they did. And what happened to him? He fell down. He got whiny. He threw his helmet. He got crybaby.
He attacked an official.
He attacked an official. That should have got kicked out of the game for that.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff happened today. And Justin Jefferson is, he's a cocky little son of a gun. And I'm glad the Packers didn't get him.
Me too.
And I may have been wrong about him. He is a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a good player. But you can take him out of the game. And the Packers proved it today. Just beat the snot out of him. And he ain't all that. There you go.
I said I'd take Christian Watson over him any day. Because Christian Watson will keep playing, blocking, doing whatever he has, whether he's getting the ball or not. Justin Jefferson ain't getting the ball, and he's getting all upset and whiny and being a big distraction and throwing his helmet around. And man, come on, man. I don't want that guy on my team. All right.
It's pretty nice.
We'll sign him off here real quick. David, I got to get my park on. I wasn't prepared. Hold on. Also, there's going to be a new winner of the toilet trophy this year, as you know. And I'll probably lose the Viking Moan fantasy this week because my team sucks all of a sudden. Like really, really bad. Wow, pathetic. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Look, Packers win it 41. And those last couple of points for the Vikings really didn't count. To 17, whatever. But,
yeah, we had like 9 scrubs on the field on defense there.
Come on. But they still left Rasul out there. Like, come on, you get somebody else in there.
Rasul had to be stuck out there.
And Rasul's playing special teams. Like, he's got to tackle people. I'm like, come on, man. They got a bargain paying him only $7 million a year for all the stuff he does for this team. Man. Sully was everywhere, especially early in the game too. He was doing lots of good stuff. But the Packers win at 41-17, beat down the punky Vikings, 12-4 now. Packers are 8-8. All they got to do is win next week, and they're in the playoffs. Control your own destiny. At 4-8, when you're 4-8 at one point in the season, and at the end of the season you control your own destiny, that's pretty damn good. That's pretty lucky, pretty fortunate, but also pretty damn good. So we'll take it. Packers, congrats on a big win, team win today. And, I just want to say before we head off and sign off, Iron Man did it again. Mason Crosby, 56-yard bouncer field goal. Just enough on that, baby. Huh, Mason? Woo-hoo-hoo!
Why did they activate the other guy if they
Number 2 all time. I just said, he got the Iron Man title from Favre, took it over from Favre, and that gave him that extra juice to kick that 56-yarder, just to bounce it in just enough on the right side of the crossbar. That was amazing, right? When that one ended, did you think there was any way the Vikings were going to come back?
No, not after that. I get it over. That lucky crap. Chance.
Oh man. Hey, it's a good day to be a Packers fan. And next week it's a game at Lambeau to make it into the dance. So enjoy it, everybody. Have a good one. Be good, stay good, and we'll catch you next week.